Zenith data systems. Yes, we're back with the SupersPort 286 that you wouldn't even be able to tell is a SupersPort 286 because it doesn't say it anywhere on it. But I want to take this thing apart because I was watching a video by the Tech Knight recently on one of these, and apparently there is a bomb in these machines. One of those little 3.6 volt lithium things. And if that's still in here, I'm going to need to defuse that situation. So I'm going to figure out how this comes apart. I don't think it's too difficult. I'll probably want to pull the modem. But yeah, I don't think these are too difficult to do. Listen to that. Yeah, it's broken. Well, that side isn't, but this is, that's cracked. So let's see if we can get this apart. I don't know what screws need to come out of this in order to do that. Okay, so without those screws, it looks like this should just pop off. I hope I don't have to pull these out. But I guess I'm going to find out. I'm going to set this down. You can't see anything that I'm doing, but that's fine. I think I don't have a whole lot of space to work with on this workbench. What have we got going on? Well, yeah, our hard drive is gone. The hard drive should be here. So that's been pulled. Probably just as well. Because, yeah, it's no good anyway, so. Now I gotta pull out this. That screwdriver is not magnetic, so I don't know why that happened, but maybe it is a little magnetic. Let's see what we've got. So this has been apart, so there shouldn't be any bomb to... Oh god, yeah, there is. Look at that. So let's defuse that situation. This isn't the right screwdriver. Where'd my other screwdriver go? I think that's the first time I've seen a Mitsubishi one. It's an ER2. So slightly different than the Macintosh style. A little bit bigger, but doesn't matter, just as explosive. So, I'm going to pull that out of the way. Oops, that's ground wire. I can't really pull this out of the way. I don't want to pull the keyboard, but what's actually under here, this right here, if I can get it out, is the disk controller. So what's a little bit weird is I don't know, that is a 40-pin connector. And in Tech Knight's video, he seemed to imply that that was an IDE connection, which would be very nice if it was. I'm not so sure, and just because it's 40 pins doesn't mean anything. But I can't find any information about the hard drive. What it was a Connor Peripherals model CP323, and what it really was a very low-profile drive. A small drive. It was smaller than the usual set of drives to fit in there. So one of the things that they did is they remote mounted the controller board, which is right here. The drive, of course, is long gone because it's a Connor Peripherals drive, and effectively none of them still work to this day. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put this back now that the situation has been defused. Here's the modem that this has. I'm going to check the other one as well, the 8088 model, and see if it also has a battery, and if it does, I'm going to remove it from there as well, because of course I don't really want that exploding. That 8088 model actually works. Here you can see back together. Hopefully I didn't wreck the keyboard connector, but I'm not sure it matters. Look at that screen. Yeah, it's degraded. Let me go get the other one. Yeah, that's loose, and that's also broken. And look at the plastics on this one. Yikes. I thought it was a little bit older. This is DC 12 volts, which is funny because that's not the voltage that it takes. Unless it is, I don't know, maybe they changed the power supply. I do know that it's centered negative. Because it's one of those weirdos. I don't need to take the door off, and I'm not going to because that is actually kind of a pain to get back on. So, I'm just going to take the main screws out and we'll see if there's a battery in this one. I don't think there is. Because like I said, this is the 8088 model. Okay, I got the cover off of this one. You can see this is the dual floppy model. The screen's in better shape, but it's still not good. So I will have to, at some point, replace that. It's not the right screwdriver. You gotta be extremely careful with these for a couple of reasons. Number one, the plastics are brittle, and number two, not all these screws are the same. I wonder if that's broken, I can't tell. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. Carefully lift this up. And there is no battery. Good. I wonder if this is the same, there's no ground lead on this either. It's kind of interesting. Connector 15. No, that's 34 pins, so that's different. So that's probably like an old MFM drive. That would be used for an old MFM drive. I don't know. This is probably memory expansion, and yeah, oh yeah. Oh yes, 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 yes. You can see pieces of busted plastic. There's another piece right here. Just go ahead and I'll take it out of there. A couple of connectors up there. I don't know what those go to. Probably an ISA bus expansion if I had to, if I had to guess. This doesn't have. Hopefully this power supply works for a good long while because it's got an STK module on it, and yeah, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to replace. In fact, watching the Tech Nights video, it's not fun at all. So if that ever dies, it's probably terminal, at least for me, because I don't think I've got the time or the patience to do that. But either way, I'm going to put this back together. Things I'll need to do. The other one is probably going to get like an XT IDE or an XT CF or whatever. So that I can put a CF card in that. Because I think that it'll work with just a standard drive. Assuming it's IDE. It's a pretty bold assumption to be making, and it could be wrong. The other thing I will need to do, both of these need a new screen. They're both bad. The other one is worse, but both of them are junk. And I don't know about finding a new display assembly. Yeah, that just completely disintegrated. I just busted it. I heard the crack, so that's good. Well, it's in there. Sounds like it's going to flop all over the place, but I think both the floppy drives and this one are good, so I could always swap the drive, one of the drives out of this one, but I don't know. I know the other one has a bad floppy drive as well. It's questionable whether or not it's worth throwing any money or time into it. Looks like it's got a proprietary connector, so that's fun. But proprietary power anyway, I'm sure you could wire that up. But I don't know. What I do know is that I'm going to put the cover back on this, and I'm going to wrap up this video. Here's an example of what I was saying with the screws. This goes here, and this one, which is significantly longer, I mean, like, look at the difference, goes right on the other side. And even still, these super long ones, which have a different head on them, they go in the back. Then there's 3 short ones that go in the front. These 2 are for the cover that go over the modem. Yeah, here it is all back together again. I'm curious about the power supply on that because I thought they were 16.5 volts. What is that? Yeah, outputs DC 16.5 volts at 2 amps. So I kind of wonder if maybe that 12 volt figure is for the battery. I'd have to imagine it must be. So kind of interesting. But yeah, like I said, things I'll need to do to this, I will probably need to pull apart that power supply anyway because it's likely going to need capacitors at this point, just because of how old it is. The screen is going to need to be changed. I don't know if this degradation is because of the EL backlight sheet that this has, or if it's the actual screen. My understanding is it's the actual screen degrading. So I'm going to have to change the panel on this, and really, you might as well just change the entire upper chassis because, well, I don't know about you, but I don't want to take this apart. This looks like it's clipped together, and the opportunity for breakage is just way too high on that. So, because yeah, I mean, you can see the difference in color of plastic. It should look like this. All of it should look like this, but it looks like this. Even in the, I'm sure once compression's done with it, but I can see on the LCD there's quite a difference. So, but yeah, at some point they'll need some of that kind of work. I don't know when I'm going to get to that because I've got a lot of things that I need to work on. Some of which are sitting on this bench still, some of which are not. And yeah, there's a laundry list of things I need to do before I can really sit down and deal with these. So I just figured I'd make this short video and a PSA, I guess, to people that own these Zenith SupersPort machines. Make sure there's no battery in them. I never thought these had a battery, but I mean, I guess it makes sense, at least in the case of the newer ones, that they would have a battery. And these older ones, maybe not so much because they are XT class, but still. Public service announcement, you need to defuse these bombs, or otherwise you'll have problems. Thank you for watching this out of focus video, and if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them below.